Good morning, Facebook. It's me and the Trumpster. I'm a black Republican. I'm a black radical Republican. I'm registered black Republican. Alright? I ran against Governor Hogan and Boyd Rutherford in 2014. In 2014, Marilyn Mosby, John Cartons, Brian Frosh, Bilal, Nick Mosby, Marilyn Mosby, Hassan Giordano was in the room at the candidacy forum. Yeah, I blew the whistle on the Democratic Party then. I'm an independent filmmaker, I'm an activist, and I'm a cook. I'm the owner of Shorty's Bootleg Barbecue. And all I did is ask for the audit on Jake's Grill and my store. Because I'm going to show you the money that you make off of black bodies. Me and my buddy. 48 powers of law. Enemy of my enemy gonna be my friend. President Trump had this since July of last year. He got the total breakdown of the Democratic Party and the corruption since July of last year. Put him to the side for now. I don't need him no more. Social media for social change. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. All these things are the things we use. These are my tools. To dismantle a master's house, you got to use the master's tools. He used Twitter. So it's going to be President Trump and Shorty for the next 4 or 5 months till Election Day. I'm asking for political asylum because I'm a political activist and I'm being persecuted in the United States. I'm looking for asylum because I can't get a job. You won't give me my money. You won't give me my property. You charged me with terrorism 3 times. And I'm an activist. I'm a whistleblower in the courts. And President Obama asked for an investigation in 2008. Y'all ain't did it yet. I got a Department of Justice ID number. Y'all ain't did nothing about that. You go directly to Robert Hur. And I turned Mayor Pugh in long before she got jammed up with the books in the Holly scandal. I turned Mayor Pugh and the rest of the Democrats in 2008. Racketeering and fraud in the courts and using your Democratic Party to do it. Governor O'Malley's mind machine behind the war on drugs. Starbucks and Shorty got a hell of a story. I've been doing this at Starbucks for 10 years. So I'm going to write Starbucks owner and ask him if he want to finance my movie. Racism 101. Racism, one cup at a time. The war on drugs is a racially oppressive war, and it's designed for the black community and the failure in the black community. President Trump know about it because he's using it as a Nixon strategy from the 60s. Nixon decided to do the war on drugs, and he called it the Southern Strategy. And that's what it is, the Southern Strategy, the good old boy. In 1920, they debuted Birth of a Nation at the White House. I wanted to debut my movie Letters Design at the White House, but y'all locked me up. My movie was supposed to go to the Sundance Film Festival in 2010. Y'all locked me up. Y'all took my footage. I need a federal and state audit. This is tobacco, all right? This tobacco. Before you get this shit twisted. Unless you can test it and find something different. I came up with the idea of making a movie, and Rob Fix and me made a deal. He got to make a movie Drip, and I got to make the movie Letters Design. Letters Design ain't finished yet. And as long as it ain't finished, that's my insurance policy. Because it details the corruption and the racism. I was making a movie about racism, but a white boy was doing it, and he didn't do it right. That's why he didn't get this movie made. You can't have a white man tell a black man's story. They're not going to tell the whole story. They're going to try to put it in a white man's perspective. But they can't do that. That's why I'm my own producer, my own director. Yeah. I'm not only the player, I'm the president. Straight from New York. Straight from Chicago. And that's where I came from. I came here straight out of Illinois Department of Corrections in 1991 on an interstate compact. Y'all's getting paid on me in Maryland and in Illinois. Y'all's double dipping. And I was talking about the prison industry. That's what the movie was about, the prison industry. Nobody never broke down the war on drugs, and nobody never broke down the corruption in the courts and how you use the courts to incarcerate black people. It's slavery under the 13th Amendment. I came up with the idea in 1986. This is my retirement plan. This is my 401k. I'm not even supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be in Las Vegas, Nevada. You kidnapped me so I couldn't go to my family, so I couldn't bury my family. You created this whole situation and you reap what you sow. I want all 52 of those elected public and police officers. I want all 52 of y'all. I want Jane Miller. I want Barry Sims. I want the I-Team. I want Luke Broadwater. Because I'm going to show you the role that all of y'all playing demonizing black people. I'm going to show you the role that y'all playing racism in America. It's like a wagon wheel. Each one of you is a spoke in the wheel. And I'm going to break you down. President Trump got it. Right now, from now until November, you got to deal with me. You got the elections. You got Zoom podcasts. You got all this going on. You're going to see me if you like it or not. Because I'm getting ready to do protests right here at the courthouse. I'll be doing protests right here at the courthouse. Asking to access the grand jury. I'm going to protest Marilyn Mosby's refusal to give me access to the grand jury. I'm going to go in front of the courthouse, right between the courthouses. I'm going to take Nick Mosby's red sign. I'm going to take these little yellow cutouts. And we're going to get access to the grand jury before the 2020 elections. Y'all going to be running from federal indictments. Yeah. Y'all stole from me. You kidnapped me. And I'm going to file kidnapping charges in Baltimore City against Scott Shellenberger. We're going to put white people against white people and see if white people go to jail. I was kidnapped by the state. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. My property was stolen. James Hammond, Jake Davis, Brother Insurance, SunTrust Bank, and Bank of America. We talking about money laundering and fraud. Y'all was washing money from an illegal source. And that's in 2008. Paul Weinblatt is my accountant. Paul Weinblatt benefited from that. And Paul Weinblatt was the mastermind behind that. Because my son can't read, my son can't write. Those white people took advantage of my son, and my son took advantage of me. So all of y'all can go to jail, because I got sole proprietorship. When y'all locked me up in 2007, my store should have been closed. I should have got evicted from the property. I didn't get evicted, and the store wouldn't close. My son ran that store illegally. My son ain't on my insurance policy. My son ain't on none of my policies, none of my nothing. My son was fired in October 2007 for stealing. And that's why I fired him, for stealing. Jake Davis, James Hammond, Darlene Davis, Brother Insurance, SunTrust Bank, $2.6 million in lost wages. That's what y'all gonna have to pay me. In a federal audit in the state. Paul Weinblatt gonna snitch on y'all because Paul Weinblatt was my accountant. My accountant should have never talked to y'all about my account. That's against the law. And when my accountant chose to work for Jake Davis, that made him part of the conspiracy. That means that they in bed together. You steal together, you go to jail together. They're not gonna get that white boy a lot of time, but they're gonna give my son the max. Because that's how Baltimore is. The white people created the situation. The landlord and the accountant. And Bonnie Harrison too. Because I was insured. My policy didn't cover Jake Davis. It didn't cover nobody but me. And I was insured with Insurance Incorporated for $1 million. So that's $3.6 million y'all owe me. Now the state of Maryland participated in the fraud because they accepted the forged checks while I was locked up in Lake County, Illinois. Jake Davis was writing checks out my account, putting my name on shit. Jake Davis had a lease with James Hammond in February of 2008. So that released me of all financial responsibilities of that property. So on February the 8th, Jake Davis should have been writing checks on Jake Davis' name and not me. On February the 8th, Jake Davis should have been selling parties with Jake Davis, not me. That's identity theft, credit card fraud, forgery. And Scott Shellenberger had all them charges. You go to Officer Littleton, because when I got out of jail, I filed them charges against my son. Because my son told me to go fuck myself. I ain't gonna give you no $260,000 business for free. That store was for sale for $150,000 when I left in 2007. I had 2 buyers for my store. I had Mike, the car wash guy, and I had BB&T. They was gonna buy the store for $150,000. Jake Davis never came up with the $150,000. He could have paid me $10,000 a year for 15 years, and we would have been fine. Jake didn't give me nothing. Jake got to go to jail. If I can go to jail for a toilet, Shellenberger, Jake Davis, Gov.O'Malley, and the rest of y'all can go to jail for the truth. It don't matter if they go to jail or not, because like I said, I was making a movie and writing a book. And my book and my movie is in President Trump's hands. You want to make America great again? You got to address America's hate again. Racism 101 for white people. Do blacks have rights in which white America respects? I am Dred Scott, 2020. I put it on film. It's called entrapment. Because everything that I had in that truck then, I got in the truck now. I had to reshoot all the footage that you stole from me. I got everything I need. So in this next, August, September, October, November, for the next 4 months, I'm going to be asking for political asylum to Russia, to Cuba, to China, to France, to whoever want to accept me, to Africa, because y'all tried to kill me on more than one occasion. You came in my house and put guns to my head. You threatened me. Commissioner Belfield didn't do nothing about it. Batch didn't do nothing about it. Chief Hyatt was in the room when I made that complaint. Chief Hyatt is a witness. Yeah. Chief Hyatt also has my criminal complaint against Scott Shellenberger. Y'all can't keep shielding white supremacy. The world is watching Baltimore, and I'm going to give them something to see. The art of getting money off of black bodies. Don't hate the player, dog. Hate the game. I told you when you started this, you didn't want to fuck with me. Y'all picked the fight. The fight was fun, but the fight is over with. Now we down to business. I need my checks. I need checks and balances. Because when I started this, I wrote Chief Justice Roberts of the Supreme Court, and I told him I was making this movie about the war on drugs. I also contacted David Irwin, and David Irwin sent his reply to Scott Shellenberger, to Marilyn Mosby, to Greg Bernstein, to Chief Justice Roberts of the Supreme Court. Yeah. Ain't no law against making a movie. I made a very detailed documentary about the war on drugs. Social media for social change. We started on MySpace, went to Facebook, went to Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. This is the killing part. December the 18th, 2007, I did a thing called Cutting Meat. It was one of the videos, and it's also on my movie Letters Designed by Rob Fix. It was Cutting Meat, and it told you what I was going to do to you. And it named everybody in there. And that video alone, plus the video I did on February the 6th, 2011, those 2 videos is enough. That's all I need to take in front of the grand jury. Because y'all got to prove I wasn't making a movie. Y'all got to prove I wasn't making a movie. The movie was about Scott Shellenberger, Greg Bernstein, Gov.O'Malley's Mind Machine, Chief Johnson, Commissioner Belfield, Batts, Harrison, Davis, Tuggle, Melvin Russell, and D'Souza, Daryl D'Souza. I live right across the street from D'Souza's driver. One of my places of residency because I'm homeless. I got a couple places I live. That's why you can't put no search warrant on me, because I ain't got no residency. No knock warrants ain't gonna work. And you don't even need that, because I gave you, you go straight to Commissioner Harrison and Chief Hyatt. They got all the information about everybody and everything. So does TJ Smith. So does Hassan Giordano. So does Ivan Bates. So does Dwight Pettit. I gave it to Dwight Pettit in 2005. Dwight Pettit and his law firm destroyed evidence. I ain't mad at you. I videotaped it when I dropped it off, and I got the mail receipts. I got a, what you call a postal inspector's complaint. And you're going to have to do all my mail. My brother's a postal inspector, William Lewis Davis. So you're going to have to mail trace my shit. Entrapment. One cup at a time. My movie, one of my movies was called Trading Places, and we're going to trade places. If I can go to jail for a toilet, Shellenberger can go to jail the same way that Nathon went to jail. I compared Scott Shellenberger to Nathon because Nathon was a racist-ass prosecutor. And he used his position of power for personal gain. That's what Scott Shellenberger did. Y'all going after Marilyn Mosby for her trips and shit? Well, let's do an audit on Scott Shellenberger from 2006 to today. Let's see all the money that Scott Shellenberger been getting. Let's look at Scott Shellenberger's bank account. Let's look at Scott Shellenberger's campaign contributions. And let's see how much money Bonnie Harrison gave Scott Shellenberger. Let's see how much money Senator Kelly gives Scott Shellenberger. Because see, Senator Kelly's in my movie. Senator Kelly gave me $10,000 towards my movie. Yeah. Sex, lies, and videotapes. This is going to be scandalous. And this ain't going to be no fictional movie. This is all factual. I don't need nobody to sign the movie releases because I'm just going to use your social media pages. And I'm going to use your social media posts and your social media events. So I don't need you to sign a movie release. I catch you in public, I'm going to put the camera in your face. I'm going to ask you 21 questions, and a bitch ain't one. Ask Nick Mosby. Ask Hassan Giordano. Ask Ivan Bates. I'm good at what I do. I'm the best of the best in Baltimore. And you're going to get me and Donald Trump for the next 4 months. Me and a Trumpster. Art and activism. Are you ready for this?